Welcome back to the channel. So we're doing something a little bit different today. Still on two wheels, most of it. We're going to go down to Dartmoor. Bit of wild camping, maybe within the law, hopefully within the law. I'll explain more to you as we go along. Bike's packed, I've got my backpack all packed. The weather is, yeah. It's showers all afternoon, getting heavier tonight apparently. We've got a good tent, obviously. We're gonna do something different. So I'm on my way already, and I felt the first few drops of rain. Didn't take long. Decided to take the scenic route. Well, it's nice now for 5 minutes, but the forecast is heavy showers all afternoon. But yeah, I've just decided to take a slightly longer route down to Dartmoor rather than going the motorways. Set the sat nav, not including motorways, and I'm not even following that yet. I'm going on some roads I know, do a nice little ride over the Quantock Hills hopefully, and then the sat nav will get us down to Dartmoor eventually after that. I say sat nav, it's only Google Maps on the phone. But yeah, it's looking nice at the moment. I have felt a few drops of rain, seen a few drops of rain. I've got the winter gear packed, waterproof over trousers, waterproof winter coat, and I've already got waterproof boots on. Let's hope it's not needed. Tent's obviously waterproof, doesn't matter what it does once I'm in bed. I've got a brand new Lidl special, Aldi special actually I think it was, tarpaulin with poles and pegs. I've packed some extra pegs just in case, and it's going to be quite interesting. As much as I was a Boy Scout in my youth, right the way through the whole system, and lots of backpacking then, lots of camping. I was used to it then, but I was a lot fitter, a lot younger and a lot fitter. So whilst I'm heading to Dartmoor with the intention of wild camping, I can only legally do it as long as I carry all my equipment to where I camp, and it needs to be part of an expedition. Well, yeah, I'm going to be carrying all my stuff to where I can legally camp, because it has to be 100 metres away from the road, and it has to be within the certain maps, which if I can find, or certain areas on the maps which I can find, I will show on the video when it's up, when I'm editing it even. And it is part of an expedition. It's not a major walking expedition, but it doesn't say how long that expedition has to be. So my expedition could be 100 metres from the road where I park, the car park. I will park in an official car park where I believe it is allowed to park overnight. So that's perfectly legitimate. I will camp 100 metres away from the road within the restrictions on the map. And most importantly, and I think this is the most important thing where anybody wild camping needs to take note, I'm going to go this way just for the hell of it, is I'm going to leave no trace. Everything I use, everything I do will be, everything I use rather, will be taken away with me. The only sign that I've been there will be where a fat man slept in the tent and slightly crushed the grass. That is, in my opinion, the most important thing to keeping it legal. Respect the countryside, respect where you're going. Others are going to enjoy it then after you. And I don't think I'm going to get in any trouble. Who knows? might have a ranger come along and want to have a word with me, see if I'm doing it right. We'll see. Try and film it if they do. That'd be quite interesting, wouldn't it? Because as far as I'm concerned, I am doing it right. Maybe slightly bending the rules by not being part of a very long expedition. But that's only bending the rules, really, isn't it? It's not even breaking them. It's not... Is it even bending them? How long is an expedition? You have to get there to start the expedition. I'm getting there on a bike. Trusty old pan. I think I'm doing it right. Weather is absolutely beautiful now. It's quite windy, but it is very nice. Let's do a few miles to get to the Quantock Hills. Take in the views over there. Can't ride very fast up there. There's normally sheep on the road. Let's get some of these miles done, and well, this isn't even about doing miles, is it? This is about enjoying some nice views before we have to crack the miles down to get to Dartmoor. And even then, like I say, I'm not doing it motorway, so what does it matter? Nice afternoon ride. It's only actually 64 miles according if I was to follow the sat nav now. Definitely not as warm as Spain and Portugal were, and Gibraltar. But still, do you have to travel that far? Yeah, you have to travel that far for the extreme heat. But do you have to travel that far for the lovely views? And we are in Britain, we've got some stunning countryside. And this place is just on my doorstep. I've hardly left home. And I'm already into some pretty little villages. We'll soon be up onto the hills. What more can you ask for, really? You don't have to do massive miles or travel across the world to enjoy some beautiful countryside, do you? Just approaching Dartmoor from Bovey Tracy now. This is where everything just gets that a little bit nicer. And I think this is the right way. It's a long time since I've been down here. Yes, it is. This is back in my stomping ground in my youth. University, or college as it was then, just in Newton Abbot, just down the road. Pretty uneventful ride here. I did end up just jumping on the motorway for a short stretch and then down the A38. A few showers, but nothing too serious. more issues with GoPro batteries than anything else. I think that's an investment I need to make pretty soon. But yeah, this is the hill, quite a long hill up to Haytor now. This is where the views start getting extremely spectacular. I'm not going to say anything about the colour of the sky right now, because that would just be tempting fate. But obviously I've got to find myself somewhere to park, somewhere to camp within all the zones on the map. I've got a rough idea where I'm going. I'm not overly fussed where it is. Try and sort of find somewhere out of the wind for the tent, scenic for views in the morning. Maybe I'll get to see a beautiful sunset if I can get the right view and the weather's good enough. Enjoy a Guinness as the sun goes down. Get me little single stove on. We got something a bit special for dinner. Say a bit special, more suited to wild camping. I've actually prepared some wild rabbit. I didn't think it was wise to rely on catching one. Pre-prepared some rabbit meat. Just fry that up with a few veggies and some rice. That'll do me nicely. Full English in the morning, of course. Nothing less. Don't ask me where the national park actually starts. I suspect it's when we cross the cattle grid. But I know the first stretch is not suitable for wild camping, or they don't have the permission to wild camp. Not fast riding, nice, enjoying, chilled. There we go. There's the cattle grid. So I suspect this is the start of Dartmoor National Park. Yes, it is. It's a 40-mile-an-hour speed limit nowadays. That's all new. And we're flying up here on my little DT125 in the fog, the snow. Pitch black, freezing cold. Couldn't see anything in front of me. All I could see was the little snowdrops in my headlights. Not a care in the world in those days, was there? The weather can certainly be pretty cruel to you up here. I'd like to think today is going to behave itself just enough, at least to let me get my tent up and my tarpaulin up, so if it does decide to hammer it down, nice and easy, just get in the dry. Welcome to Dartmoor. Tall Rocks. Feel it's pretty windy up here already. And I'm going to put in this first car park, but there's another car park up on the left, just a bit further up. I'll pull up in there and quick cigarette break, and then have a think of where might be a suitable camping spot. Like I say, these first bits here are not marked as permitted for wild camping, so I'm just gonna enjoy the ride down here. Have a cigarette break. Have a think about what we're going to do. Still way too many people about for my liking. In the middle of nowhere, but not the middle of nowhere. It's a bank holiday weekend, what can you expect? Still some pretty incredible views. Might be my view when I wake up in the morning, who knows? I've got to be able to carry everything from where I park the bike, which has got to be a proper car park. Got a lot to carry. Well, most of it's in a backpack. Quite all of it. I think all this area up here is where camping is allowed. It's got to be 100 metres away from the road. Just quite happily ride around all night. Not that there'll be much to see when it gets dark, but there we go. Just down here, the other side of that tour was where I first had in mind having a look at somewhere to camp. So there's a car park somewhere down there. Maybe just off this junction, I think. Maybe it was another junction. I did Google it. I was looking at the maps, I do roughly know where I'm going. I think maybe I'm supposed to be going down there though. Oh no, this is the car park. One of the car parks that I could have parked in. Random cow nicking me spot. I don't think that was a car park. Dropping down, wouldn't it be nice to camp up the top of here? No overnight stays in vehicles or at any time. There you go. I'm not going to be staying in my vehicle. Parking 24 hours is allowed. This is rough. All a bit overgrown. I'm supposed to leave no trace. I've got to make myself a space to camp. I think maybe go for a little walk first. Let's have a look. Have a look at the maps first. Go from there. I don't know if you can see, hopefully you can see. So I'm in this car park here currently. So all of this purple is where I'm allowed to camp. I think that's a car park that had a cow in it. Or maybe, I might be in this one down here. I was hoping I'm not in this car park. Don't think I am. Yeah, we're in this one. Definitely in this one. So I think have a walk over that way. Yeah, some kind of rocks over there. That looks like it's all within. Turn that way. No, that doesn't help because that turns the phone round. I think have a wander over that way. Not much really sheltered, is there? Not much bare land to actually find some space to pop a tent. I haven't got a huge tent, but I do need a little bit of grass space. I think it'll be 100 metres over there somewhere, maybe up by those rocks. Top Tor, maybe that could be. Well, it's just a few rocks, I don't know, but I'm gonna have a walk. Have a walk, I think. Well, behind me is my chosen spot. Flattest piece of ground I could find. Right by the rocks we could see from the car park. What a view. It's probably quite windy in the mic there. You see the sun's going to be setting over there, so if it stays clear, that might be a lovely sunset. Whether I get that on camera or whether I've had one Guinness too many, we'll wait and see. Yeah, this is home for the night. Let's go and do my bit of backpacking. We're well away, well more further than 100 metres from the road, just coming over this way. If I camp over here slightly, I can even see my bike just in the car park there, nicely tucked away. Well, not that well tucked away really, is it? But I can keep an eye on it at least. I'm not going to do any running if anybody's down there very quickly, but a little bit of security for me. I think this will do the job. Oh, but then having said that, there's some nice green flat ground. It's not very green. Up by those rocks. Nah, I think I'll stay here. I think this is pretty enough. See you in a bit. Let's do some official backpacking now. So this is my backpacking expedition. 2 feet for a short while. I couldn't do it for long. I'm already out of breath, and as you can see, I already just started. Hey ho, this all for the better good. It's supposed to be good for you. What will be good for me is when I get to the top, get my tent up, get the kettle on, get a coffee, and then settle down and chill, get a beer, well, a Guinness. I'll see you at the top.
So that's how you put the tent up with flat batteries and time-lapse camera. I don't know how much of that you got. Battery died clearly. It's windy, hopefully you can hear me. Next challenge is the tarp, which I've never used before. Brand new, Aldi's best, £12.99 I think it was. Just give me a bit of extra wind protection and some dryness if it's raining, hopefully. I say, never done it before. Tent, done loads of times. Easy. Tarp, should be easy. We'll see, I'll let you watch it. If the camera works on time lapse this time, that is.
Well, as you could probably see, that weather came in pretty sharpish, as I've said it does here. Got the tarp up sort of. It's keeping some off, isn't it? And it's definitely keeping the wind away, so that's got to be a bonus. I think this might be an issue with the wind. I've got a couple of spare guy ropes, so I think I'll pull these poles out a bit more, or do something with it if the rain stops. But overall, it's not raining for a second, so I'm gonna get out there. It's got me stuffing, that's the main thing. I got the tent up, it is raining. And I got the tarp up with some sort of, it's not how it's meant to go at all, obviously. But then you do what you can with these things, don't you? I might have a play with it if the wind dies down a bit. Keep looking over at my bike over there all on its own. You probably can't see because the sun's coming through the rain. It's not very pleasant. It's still quite pretty, to be fair. It is still quite pretty. Wipe the rain off. It is still quite pretty into the sun with the rain coming down through it. Somewhere to sleep. I'll get some food on now once I get me everything in the dry, bedding out and everything. Get some food on. See you in a minute. So you see, managed to put the poles up a bit higher, adjust the tarp slightly. Still looks tatty, but you can see it's keeping a lot of the wind off. Yeah, it's time to get the kettle on. Get some food on. Some prepared rabbit down here. It doesn't look very pretty yet, but it will. And what else have I got? I've got, that's milk. I don't want milk yet. Got my water. Get that in the kettle. Already had one cup. Away. I'll look at the camera while I'm filming. Already had 1 cup, so I haven't used too much of my water yet. As you can see, it stopped raining a little bit, but I have got a bit of shelter from the wind. The wind's blowing straight onto this, so any wind I get should
any wind I get, any rain we get, should stay well clear. There's a bit of a pathetic whistle, but it is ready. Cheers. Microwave rice? No, boil in the bag rice. Does the same job, doesn't it? As long as it warms up. Well, might not be any but to everybody's taste, but let's give this a go. I know I like it anyway, personally. That's good. Nice hot meal. Just need a beer to go with it. Oh look what I found. See you later. Well, this is normally where I'd give you a quick tour of the hotel room and end the video, isn't it? So, well, if you really want to see it, she's putting the lights in your face. There we go, try again. There it is. Absolute mess. Well, it's cosy. That's home for the night. So I'll bid you good night. I'm going to have another Guinness, do a little bit of editing and get my head down. Nice early night tonight. Tomorrow, a little bit more touring of Dartmoor. If there's not too much wind, might get the drone up somewhere. You never know. Let's see what tomorrow brings. Hopefully half decent weather.
a big fan of them parking quite that close to my bike, I'm not gonna lie. I'm sure they just sat in their boot having a picnic, enjoying the view. Can I find somewhere else? This is my view.